NBC Renewal Scorecard. Several hit NBC shows are waiting to be renewed or canceled. The TV season is winding down once again, with summer arriving and the broadcast networks forced to make decisions on their lineup for the next season. With the season coming to a close, fans are eager to know whether their favorite shows will be coming back for another season, or whether they might be one of the many casualties of the year. Keeping track of the status of your favorite shows can be a tough task, but that's where we come in. We're rounding up all of the news about the status of your favorite NBC shows, with a look at which shows have been renewed, which have been canceled, and which are sitting in limbo waiting to learn their fate. Every NBC show renewed for the 2025 TV season. As of May 4, only 3 NBC shows have been renewed for the 2025 to 26 TV season, with NBC taking longer than usual to determine the future of many of its shows. NBC's first renewals of the season went to the network's new comedies, Happy's Place and Street Dennis Medical. It's not uncommon for new series to be among some of the first renewals of the season, as networks tend to like to bet big on their new shows by handing out early renewals as a vote of confidence in the series. This was the case for NBC's 2 new comedies, with Happy's Place and Street Dennis Medical both opening strong leading to their early renewals. It's also good news for The Voice, which will be coming back for season 27 as part of the 2025 to 26 season. The Voice coming back isn't shocking at all, as the show remains one of NBC's top programs and is a mainstay on the schedule. In announcing the show's renewal, NBC also revealed that Snoop Dogg will be returning as part of the coaching roundup after sitting out season 26. As for who will be joining him, well, that remains to be announced, but we're excited to see who will round out the coach lineup. Most NBC shows are waiting to be renewed. Surprisingly, NBC has only renewed a few shows this year, falling behind the rest of the broadcast networks, such as CBS and ABC. Most shows usually learn their fate before May even rolls around. However, that has not been the case for NBC shows this year. NBC has left the fate of the large majority of NBC's primetime slate in limbo. In total, 13 of NBC's 16 primetime series are waiting to learn their fates, with the following shows still unrenewed. Of these 13 shows, it seems safe to assume that the One Chicago and Law and Order franchise shows will be coming back next season, and we'd honestly be surprised if any of the One Chicago or Law and Order shows were canceled. It also seems likely that NBC will bring Night Court back as the show continues to perform well for the network, despite many cast changes in its 3 brief seasons. The shows we're most concerned about are some of the season's many newcomers with brilliant minds: Grosse Pointe Garden Society, The Hunting Party, and Suite Soleil, all in limbo. Of this bunch, Brilliant Minds likely has the best chance of securing another season, but truly we could see NBC parting with some of these newer dramas, which didn't take off as the network likely hoped. That leaves us with Found, The Irrational, and Lopez's Lopez. Of this trio, it feels like things could go either way with the trio. Lopez's Lopez has been on the bubble every year, and with its ratings, it wouldn't be a shock to see the show finally canceled. Found is honestly too close for us to call, and we are fearful The Irrational might not live to make it to season 3. Though perhaps NBC will feel otherwise given their history in working with Jesse Martin. We'll continue to update this post as decisions are made, and we should begin to see NBC making moves soon, with the network slated to present its schedule during its Upfronts presentation. NBC's primetime slate has long been a cornerstone of network television, boasting a range of compelling dramas, snappy comedies, and reality hits that dominate the ratings. But as summer winds down and the fall TV season looms, a cloud of uncertainty hangs over several beloved NBC series still awaiting renewal. Fans are anxious, cast members are on edge, and showrunners are navigating pitch meetings with equal parts optimism and dread. Here's a creative deep dive into the tense, behind-the-scenes world of the NBC renewal scorecard and what it means for your favorite shows. In the writers' rooms, hope meets hysteria. Inside a cramped Burbank office, lined with whiteboards and half-drained coffee cups, the writing team of La Brea huddled. Showrunner David Appelbaum clicked a dry erase marker nervously. "Okay, hear me out," he said, pacing. "We open season 4 with Eve waking up in an alternate La Brea where Gavin is, a lizard king." Laughter filled the room, but it was tinged with panic. They weren't even officially picked up yet. And if the numbers didn't improve in reruns or Peacock streaming data, it might not matter how good the cliffhanger resolution was. "We're pitching this to the execs next week," he added. "Let's make it weird." Weird is memorable. It's a common theme across NBC's studio lots. Rooms filled with ambition, unsure whether the scripts being drafted will ever see the glow of production lights. Some shows, like Young Rock and Grand Crew, already met their fate in the chopping block sweep earlier this year. Now the question is, who's next? The big three. Still no word on Dick Wolf's empire. It seems unthinkable, but even elements of Dick Wolf's formidable NBC trifecta, Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and Chicago Med, are in a weird limbo. Yes, the Law and Order brand is locked in for another year, but the Chicago franchise? Their multi-season deal expired this past spring. In a recent Television Critics Association event, Wolf Entertainment co-president Peter Jankowski gave a cryptic smile when asked about the renewals. Let's just say the Windy City hasn't run out of stories. Internally, the cast and crews are preparing for both outcomes. A Chicago Med producer anonymously shared, "Sets are being maintained, budgets tentatively drafted, but without the green light, it's like planning a wedding without a groom." Fan favorites in jeopardy, from procedurals to primetime comedies. There's a short list of fan favorite shows whose futures are hanging in the balance, and audiences are starting to make noise. Night Court, the reboot of the beloved 1980s comedy, surprised everyone with its nostalgic charm and solid ratings. Melissa Roach and John Larroquette have been praised for their oddball chemistry, but Season 2's lukewarm finale left fans wondering, was that the final gavel? Then there's Found, the mystery thriller that had an explosive freshman season. Critics lauded Shanola Hampton's powerful lead performance and the show's haunting themes of missing persons and systemic neglect. Though buzz was strong, the ratings dipped in later episodes, and in the cold math of renewal metrics, that may spell doom. Even Magnum PI, which was once rescued from cancellation by NBC after its CBS departure, now faces an uncertain second life. "If we don't come back," star Jay Hernandez tweeted, "I just want to say mahalo to every single fan who fought for us. You made it matter." Reality shows and late night, steady but not safe. Reality juggernauts like The Voice in America's Got Talent are usually safe bets, but even they aren't immune to behind-the-scenes shakeups. The departure of longtime coaches Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani from The Voice cast a shadow over the franchise's upcoming season. While producers promise a fresh new era, sources say a major revamp is in the works, which could delay or reshape a potential renewal announcement. Meanwhile, Saturday Night Live has an evergreen presence on NBC, but with rumors swirling about Lorne Michaels retiring after the show's 50th season, NBC executives are allegedly in talks about what a post-Lorne SNL even looks like. "It's renewal-proof," said one insider, but that doesn't mean it won't change forever. The streaming factor. Peacock's influence on renewal decisions. A major X factor in this year's scorecard, Streaming data from Peacock. NBC is no longer just beholden to Nielsen ratings. Now, executives also study how shows perform on Peacock. Hours watched, episodes completed, drop-off points, even social media virality. One surprise contender for renewal is Quantum Leap, which performed modestly on air but surged in digital views. People binge it like comfort food, said a network data analyst. They may not tune in live, but they devour it on Sunday afternoon.